Hey all, welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links video, and today the Dr. Crowler event has begun. Now, I'm not even in the GX world because I still firmly believe that the deck I am going to showcase to you guys today is the most effective deck in farming him, the most consistent. But I thought, hey, let's still just talk about the event before we get right into that. So right here, we have the event details. So basically, you get everything like you did before. Everything's pretty much the same. And what you get is Academy notebooks to use to challenge Dr. Crowler. Now, we've seen that before as well. And just like before, it takes about 300,000 points to unlock Mr. Crowler, Mrs. Crowler, Dr. Crowler. He prefers to go as Dr. Crowler, and I'm still under the assumption that this is a male, but I'm not going to assume any genders here. I'm just going to use his Dr. Crowler name there. And if you guys didn't know, Ancient Gears are my favorite archetype of all time, and I actually play them competitively in real life. When I'm not trying to top, I play Ancient Gears because I do love them, but I do play Pendulum Magicians, fun fact there. But they are my favorite archetype for sure, so I definitely see why they included that in. So some notable rewards, we have the Ancient Gear Golem, of course, super powerful card, 3000 attack, 3000 defense, it inflicts piercing battle damage and cannot be special summoned. Also, if this card attacks, your opponent cannot have expelled its trap cards until the end of the damage step. Very powerful. So you also get Ancient Gear Fist, Ancient Gear Engineer, Ancient Gear Workshop, Ancient Gear Knight, Ancient Gear Tank, Soldier, and Beast. This is not the entire original lineup. It's still missing like Ancient Gear Cannon and all these other cards, but that's okay. These are the main ones for sure. So cards you kind of want to get to make a playable deck, in my mind, is you probably want to pick up 3 Ancient Gear Knights, as it's a level 4 monster with 1800 attack, and has a Gemini ability that just brings it to the normal standard that if this card attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spell and trap cards until the end of the damage step. And then definitely Ancient Gear Workshop to add Ancient Gear monster back to your hand. Pretty cool there. I don't think Ancient Gear Fist or Engineer is too great, and Ancient Gear Beast is a decent card if you can bring it out because it has 2000 attack. I'm not really sure how you can make a competitive deck out of this, but boy oh boy, I'm sure gonna try. And then once again, EX jewels are available. And if you guys who did not know, EX gems are used in the card trader. The card trader will allow you to get special event cards using the EX jewels themselves. So if you're looking for a specific card, maybe like anti-magic arrows here, you can get it. Or if you need to get 3 copies of one of the cards and you haven't quite gotten 3 copies yet, you could possibly get it from the trader itself as well. And then other cards from past card trader inventory are also available there. Alright, and now we're in the GX world, and I thought we can go check out the actual rewards that you get for playing the event. P.S. that is an insanely awesome animation graphic at the very back there. Love it. Alright, so the special exam. You can actually duel Crowler in the duel world with some special conditions, and I'll give you extra duel reward assessment points so you can get a little bit higher and just keep going really fast. And at this time I'm almost at 700,000. So of course I already unlocked Dr. Crowler, and some of the notable rewards I got previously were just some gems, some gold, and then some dual orbs and all that. And I did get the Ancient Gear Workshop. So nothing too spectacular, it's just some good old resources and value that you get here. The card drops from the specific event are not very good. I gotta be completely honest here. I love Ancient Gears, but the card drops for most people are gonna be pretty pass. And then even the mats, I really wish they had some Ancient Gear mats or Ancient Gear cases included in this event, but as you can see right here, it's just some pink and purple Dr. Crowler stuff. So there's that. I'm not jumping with glee for it, but I am looking forward to the gems, and I should definitely be able to get 3 copies of each one of his drops by the end of this event. It sure looks like it. Now, the one generic card, actually, that I can kind of discuss and that you might want to pick up is MS the Infinity. So each time this card destroys an opponent's monster and sends it to the graveyard as a result of battle, increases the card's attack by 700. Kind of decent. It is a level 7 though, so it's kind of harder to bring out. But it is a machine. I know machines really want support. So there's that. Also, one other thing I just want to quickly mention, machine duplication is in this game, but there is no machine targets from Dr. Crowler's event that are 500 attack or below, so we can't exactly use that with it. That may be some of the reasons why they did not include Ancient Gear Cannon, because you can machine dupe cannon, and then you can tribute each one of the cannons to deal 500 points, so it's a pretty easy 1500. Maybe that's why, but that's just some food for thought there. Alrighty, and let's jump into the deck profile at long last here. So here is my farm deck, and it's just a very standard Labyrinth Builder deck. So basically the key things that you need to have in this deck to make it work is you need to make sure you have Acidic Downpour. Now that's because all Earth monsters lose 500 attack and gain 400 defense. So all Ancient Gear monsters are Earth, so they'll all lose 500 attack, and your monster, your Labyrinth Wall, will gain 400 defense, thus making it a very sturdy wall, and your opponent's monsters cannot get through them. So that's the most important part, and to get that card out we use Planet Pathfinders. So a very powerful card here as well. It searches as a field spell, and it acts like a Jar of Greed, which is why I run 3 of them, because you want to see the card as much as you can, so you can get out your Acidic Downpour right away, and that way it still thins your deck a little bit. Also, I still only have 2 Dimension Gates, so this Dimension Gate here will banish your Labyrinth Wall when your opponent uses 0 gravity, which swaps the position of all monsters on the field. So you definitely don't want to have that happen, so you want to use your Dimension Gate to get it out of there. So that's one of the other parts of the farm that need to happen right away to make sure it's secure. So how we search for Dimension Gate is we run 2 Cat of Ill Omen, so this searches any trap card in places on the top of the deck. That way you can draw it in the next turn, and you can make sure that you save your Labyrinth Wall at the time it needs to be saved. Now sometimes, and this does happen occasionally, your opponent will summon a monster that's stronger than your Labyrinth Wall 3400, and that's not good because that's like Ancient Gear Golem with maybe a couple Ancient Gear Castles and maybe an Ancient Gear Tank. So we use Massive Morph. So this is just like the Alexis farm we had running before. So Massive Morph will double the opponent's monster's attack, but then it cannot direct attack. So it won't be able to trigger Dimension Gate, and he won't attack it with any of his lower monsters because Dimension Gate would still trigger and bring it back. So it's a great use of the AI trick there, and it'll stop your opponent from attacking completely. Now, you want to double one of your opponent's attack before the end of the duel, because then you can use Enemy Controller on it, tribute the returning Labyrinth Wall, and gain control of that powerful monster. So when you use unit attack with your vassal, which inflicts effect damage instead of battle damage, to attack directly, dealing over 10,000 damage, that's a very, very easy combo to do. And then lastly, we just have a Shard of Greed in here. You can put any draw card you so choose. I just choose Shard of Greed because it really does work well, and he has no destruction whatsoever to get rid of it. So that's the deck profile. Now I'm going to try something different this time, guys. I'm actually going to talk a little bit through the replay of the farm, because a lot of people have been requesting that, and then in the comment section below, I'd really like to know, what do you guys like more? Do you like just the quick sped up replay with no talking, or do you like this version I'm going to do that's a little bit sped up, but I'm also going to mention some points in it? Yeah, so just let me know, and then I'll make the next videos accordingly, but I'll probably stick with a little bit of commentary because I want to try that out for the next couple of videos. So let's just jump into it. Alright, and here we go. So what you want to do is you want to activate your Labyrinth Builder ability right away. And you're going to want to send away cards back to your deck that you do not need immediately. So obviously you want to keep the Dimension Gate right away. So that's really awesome. We drew it in our first hand. And then I go ahead and play the Shard of Greed. So the Shard of Greed is just going to let us draw some cards. And the Dimension Wall is going to protect our card if he plays 0 gravity. So we're pretty safe going right now. So let's see what he does. And there we go, we actually drew Acidic Downpour right away as well. So this is a really lucky farm. We didn't have to search for anything. So now we have Acidic Downpour. You can see our Labyrinth Wall gained an extra 400 defense, and his Ancient Gear lost the attack. So luckily, we did get that Dimension Wall right away. So we're able to get rid of Labyrinth Wall. Now it's unlikely he's going to get 0 gravity right away, before you'll have a chance of at least trying to get your Dimension Gate out. So that way, you shouldn't be too worried, but that's the main threat of the farm, is that 0 gravity and your Labyrinth Wall being stuck on the field. So there we go, we're going to pop Shard of Greed right away. And we don't really get anything we really need, but I'm going to use Planet Pathfinder, you see here. Even though we have the Acidic Downpour out, we're going to use that to get out another one. And this time I actually choose the glossy one, just to get some extra duel points. And I definitely play it. But you don't need to actually do that, it's just because I want the glossy points. And that just acts like a Jar of Greed, just a draw one. And then once again I drew another Planet Pathfinder, and I just use that again. Now you don't really want to use that if you don't have an Acidic Downpour, because if you summon it out you'll just take some damage. And I have a few tricks of how to take some good damage in here so that your life points get low and you don't have to worry too much. So see, I drew the cat, and I'm actually going to play the cat. So I do want to get the search off for the massive morph, because you do want the massive morph in case he summons out his golem and it gets above 3400 attack. Hard that happens, but it can happen. So here we go, he plays a Spell Gear, which is a very powerful card. He's going to summon out 2 Ancient Gear Golems. As you can see, they also come out with 3400 defense, but they only have 2500 attack thanks to Acidic Downpour. But now this actually can be easily countered. So he plays a Zero Gravity. I'm not really sure why the AI chose to do this that way, but hey, it did. But I'm at no threat right now because my Labyrinth Wall, and the AI knows my Labyrinth Wall will come back with 3400. There's that Ancient Gear Castle, so he'll bump up a little bit more points, and that's what one of the risk card is, but just once, no problem whatsoever. Now, you don't actually have to worry about clogging up your field. It's not too worrying. I don't mind for sure because I've already used my Sharded Greed, but you can use these cards at any point. So as you can see right now, his 1 Ancient Gear Golem is going to get powered up a whole lot more. So now it's at 3400, which makes it almost a threat. It's exactly matched with the Labyrinth Wall. So if he played a second Ancient Gear Castle or a second tank, then we'd be in big trouble. There'd be nothing we can do really. But we do have the Massive Morph, so we are safe. We can prevent him from attacking directly. But our decks are getting pretty slim here, so I think we're pretty safe. Now here's actually something awesome. I know he has that powerful monster out, so I'm just going to set this cat. Now remember, Ancient Gear Golem does do piercing. But I'm going to set the cat because I have at least 4,000 life points, as you can see. And I want to take some damage. I want to get down to a little bit less life points here. So Ancient Gear Golem's going to attack, which is the only relevant card he could have. And I take 3,100, so that actually gets me below 1,000. And I don't really want to use the effect, but you don't really get a choice. You get to place the card on top of your deck like that. And now we're at low life points. Now this is actually getting into pretty scary stuff as well, because he could potentially equip another Ancient Gear tank, and when tank leaves the field you take 600. But I'm actually not too worried because he only has 1 tank, and the Storm combo that we're going to do is actually very easy to manipulate, so you only hit the card that specifically needed to. You'll always hit 2, but he should always have 3 cards in his back row. Alright, so we just keep ditching cards just until we get to the final few turns. It's just pretty much a stall game now. Alright, final turn, here we go. So now this is what all the most important stuff comes into play. So I'm going to Massive Morph the most powerful Ancient Gear one there is here. Not that that really matters because we're going to storm away stuff anyways, but for principle it's best to do this just to deal as much damage as you can. You can get some good achievements that way, get some good ranks, stuff like that. Alright, so now here comes the storm play. We want to hit 2 of his cards, but you can actually hit all 3, and I decided to do that just to be on the absolute safe side. I wanted to clear the whole thing. That was just for security reasons. You don't need to get rid of the Ancient Gear Castle on the final turn. You don't need to get rid of the tank. I just choose to do that so that I can get my life points lower. What you absolutely had to get rid of was the potential Zero Gravity that was face down, because Zero Gravity, like I said, turns all monsters to defense mode or attack mode, just swaps their battle positions, and you do not want that to have to happen when you declare an attack with your vassal. So there you go, I got dropped down to 300 life points. Now here's the cheese play. You're actually going to take control of his card. You're going to tribute your Labyrinth Wall, and you're going to grab that powerful Ancient Gear Golem. So you're not fusion summoning, you're not ritual summoning, you're not doing anything like that, but you are getting a powerful monster because you're using Massive Morph. So you're going to use Secret Pass to allow Vassal to attack directly now, and you're going to hit double Union attack on top of it, which just makes it so it gains the attack of all other monsters on the field. And I do that twice. You only have to do it once. Twice just though, I'm on a stage where you have to deal so much effect damage, so this just makes things really easy to get through that stage. So there you go, 27,900 damage, definitely overkill, but the principle stands that you may not get a golem that strong, so you still need to run the 2 union attacks. Alright, so we get the comeback victory, which is key, and the low life bonus, which is super key as well. And with all those plus the 600 glossy, we get actually 8,500. And we did get a super rare, and we got the knight. Alright, and there we go. We did get the 8,000. Very difficult to get the full 8,000 unless you have enough glossy, but I try to make it work with him dealing enough damage so we get the low life point bonus. We also got some pretty awesome rewards. I know this event is not dropping cards that a lot of competitive players want to see, and that's why it's kind of turning off a lot of people, but I like it, and that's just because it's a fan thing. But if anything else, at least you get gold and gems and dual orbs and the possibility of some other jewels to get stuff from the card trader. So there's that. The event does not suck. It's just kind of cool, and it's kind of nostalgic for what we were having in the initial events of the game. So I like it. I like what is going on, and I hope you guys enjoy this event as well. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to catch you in the next one. Remember guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure to leave them down below and I'll answer them as quickly as I can to the best of my ability. Hope to see you in the next one, and as always, peace.